Hi guys, and welcome to this new video. Today it will be about these grips. And grips can make or break a ride, as you know. And I got myself some new SQlab 70X 2.0 Pro. Then these grips try to be performance oriented, but yet comfortable. So this is something, a balance that is hard to strike in the grip area, in my opinion. And I'm curious to see how they perform out on the trail. I freshly mounted them and I'm coming off my Ergon GE1 Factory slim grips. And I have ridden also the SQlab 70X previous version. So I will give you a heads up on how they feel and if they are what they say they are. By the way, hi, I'm Mike, 45, living in Tuscany, riding Enduro for 4.5 years now, and exploring this world of YouTube and mountain biking. So why not subscribe to this channel, maybe for more stuff like this.
But back to the grips. Let me outline the structure of this video really quick so you know what to expect. I'll give you a little bit of background on my setup so you know where I'm coming from. I'll take the grips out to the local trails on several riding days, and I'll give you a wrap up in the end so you see my opinion also over time. Let's get it gripping.
The Ergon's Factory GE1s Slim have been on my bike for over 2 years now, and they have served me extremely well. And if you see, for that kind of usage, I think it has been 8,000 kilometers since I've mounted them overall. They held up really, really well. Now they are kind of used, but still rideable. They're not destroyed. So cheers to Ergon. So you probably already know about SQlab, and I am a big fan of this company. I'm not sponsored, unfortunately, but I got the 60X saddle with this Infinity sneaker-like material, which took lots of hits. Also 2 years under its belt, well over 8,000 kilometers. I crashed many times on this saddle. There's almost no signs of wear, but this saddle is just amazing. A big recommendation from my side. And also I have this SQlab 30X bar with a 12-degree back sweep. Usually MTB bars have 8 degrees of back sweep, but should you have wrist pain or maybe elbow or shoulder pain, it might come from different reasons, but it might be a reason of the handlebars, and in my case it was the case. And after I got this 12-degree back sweep, there's even 16 if you go even more curvature in the back sweep, and these bars are just amazing. It's my second pair. The other one I sold with the previous bike as well. Top bars, I will always buy them. This is aluminum bars. They're also available in carbon, but as I'm not super rich, unfortunately, it's aluminum.
Unlike the previous grips, this one comes in 3 sizes, and there's a sizing chart from SQlab. If you put your hand up here, you will see where the index and the thumb finger part, there is your size. Mine is obviously medium, so I got myself the medium grips, and you will see later in the video why this is important.
So let's throw them on and let's see how they are on the trail. Come on, let's go.
First up was a green flow trail, but with a lot of braking bumps and a lot of trail chatter, because I wanted to see if this damping is all that they were saying, because in the marketing materials they say they use a whole new rubber compound for superior damping.
So this trail has a lot of trail chatter, and I feel the same as with the Ergon grips. I cannot say that this is a whole different story of muting out the trail chatter, but the lock-on feel is crazy. These grips feel a lot more thick than I expected them to be, because I was on the slim and the Ergo grips, and this is medium, but they feel well thick. That was cool actually. Alright guys, so the first downhill is done on the new grips. The grips are thicker than I thought they would be in the M size, but according to the sizing chart, this is the exactly right size for me. I'm exactly in the middle of M. So they feel thicker than the Ergons, and this is something I have to get used to now, because the Ergons were really slim and I kind of enjoy that. So this is something that I'm not sure about at the moment. The damping is good, it's on par with Ergon, maybe better, maybe worse, depends also on my riding. But this trail had some braking bumps. There was a lot of consecutive small hits, and the grips are doing fine. I don't have any arm fatigue. We already did some climbing on them, and my hands are totally okay, and they give me this lock-on feel, so I know exactly where to grip and how to grip rightly.
And this lock-on feel is the product of some main ingredients of this grip, which is also make it special. So let's dive in and let me break it down for you why this grip is just so different. they have been improved all over, but they still have this iconic shoulder, which will prevent hand pump and numb fingers. On the other side, from the front, they have this water drop shape that will help to grip better. So it's not round, but a conic shape, which supposedly grip better. And these grips, the 2.0, have been increased at the end, so the arm doesn't slip off. They're also 5 millimeters more wide than the predecessor, so you have a better range of movement. But basically, these grips are like clipless pedals for the hands. Once you have your position dialed in, here's a little top indicator, then you are really locked on, and the grips let your hands always come to the same place over and over again. It's like clicking into the pedals. And this can be really good, and this can or really annoying. It depends on your preferences.
And this is a very strange feeling. I've never had such a feeling before, not even on the first SQlab grips. Yes, they also had this little bulge to grip, but it was less pronounced, and they were like more like normal grips, but still a little bit more ergonomic. Well, these grips are really, really different from anything else that I've gripped so far. And I think that it takes a lot of time to get used to it, or it's just a very specific thing that you might like or might not like at all. And my first ride impressions were quite positive. We have increased the difficulty a little bit on this blue trail, and the grips were doing fine. I was doing fine. So this day on these grips was quite good. But I didn't want to end the review on just the first day impressions.
Oh! Mamma mia! So the first ride out on the grips was really good. I enjoyed the grips, have to get used to them. No pain, no arm pump. But Mattia has actually these very grips. He had them already a couple of months ago, and now they're on his secondary e-bike, and he didn't enjoy them too much. And why is that?
I was feeling a lot of hand pain, to be honest. That was the biggest issue.
Personally, I think they were not perfectly dialed, because you have to adjust them really perfectly, and you have to sacrifice a little bit on the uphill if you want to have the best downhill form, and vice versa. And also some people in the internet have reported that these grips with this new super soft compound, they wear out really quickly and the rubber starts to dissolve, and Mattia has this issue.
Yeah.
And people said that if you ride to SQlab, they replaced those because there seemingly was like some couple of first batches where the compound was not 100% dialed in. So if this is happening to your 70X 2.0 Pro, send them in. And I will see how they fare in the next couple of rides, and we'll see if my grips are better or not. It wouldn't have done justice to the SQlab grips to give a verdict after just the first ride impressions. So I've spent some more time on these grips now, about 150 additional kilometers, climbing obviously, and also some downhill. These grips have been very, very particularly engineered for its very intended use. I don't know if you have heard this analogy about Toyota and Volkswagen. And so the Toyota engineers are supposedly engineering the cars in such a way that anyone in the world can drive them and abuse them and they will still run. And the German cars are engineered in such a way that you have to obey all the laws and all the recommendations given by the engineers in the manual, and then the Volkswagen can run 1 million kilometers. But if you go a little bit freestyle on them, they break down. And my experience with Volkswagen confirms that. So anyway, these grips are very, very particular, and I'm still not fully decided whether I love them or I really hate them, and I think there cannot be anything in between. And I will go down today some of my home trails and share with you my current thoughts about the grips. Cool. These grips have been proportionally made for different hand sizes, and this is cool because we all have different hand sizes, right? And I think it just makes sense to make grips in different sizes as well. But what I think that the engineers did is just different circumference of the grips, but they kept the same width. And I think that this is my problem with this medium-sized grip. I think that the width or the placement of this particular grip elements, because there's all this shoulder and the middle hand element and all of that, and these elements have been placed equally for all the sizes, I assume. As I don't have all the grips side by side here, it's hard to tell. Ooh, close call. And while these grips are indeed just like clipless pedals, just for the hands, they force you to grip them in one particular position. And if you want to grip them in any different way than they are really designed to, your hand hurts and it feels very uncomfortable to do so. And this was probably also Matthias' problem with his grips, because he really didn't like them. And I think this is exactly the problem, because if you don't dial them 100% perfect and always grip in the same way, you are not enjoying these grips. These grips force me to always have the same position on the bars. And the way they are shaped, they make it easy for me to find this position. While it can be very good to always have the same position of your feet and hands on your pedals and grips, it's especially on the climbs that I want to have some sort of variation. So I want to grip a bit differently, or place my hands differently, and that's kind of annoying because it really hurts if you don't put your hands exactly where they should be. The downhill on the home trails was a little bit annoying, to be honest, and my hand hurt just a little bit because for some reason I didn't grip the grip in the exact correct position. I don't know, maybe I got out of the flow with the fallen tree, whatever. And now I can really feel my hands, and this is new to me because on the Ergon grips this has never happened. This is a little bit sad because I really want to like these grips, you know. I have all this SQlab stuff and the bars are amazing, the saddle is amazing, the shorts are amazing, but these grips are, I think they are over-engineered, if there is such a thing. The German guys just overthought it. The shoulder is more pronounced, this hand rail or this grip zone is more pronounced, and by all of that, yes, it makes you like even lock in even more if it fits perfectly and if your hand is placed exactly where it needs to be. So before my final verdict, I think I should give these grips one further challenge.
And if you've been around this channel for a while, then you know it can be only Poggio Pilato, my absolute favorite trail area in our parts.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here are some fast berms and some small jumps, and we will see the grips. I don't know, guys, it's the grips that I want to love, because I love SQlab and I love a lot of their stuff, but these grips are just too much, in my opinion. They are over-engineered and they are not really proportionate to size. Wow! I'm stuck, bro. Fuck, bro! Okay.
These are the grips that I really want to love. But these grips have been a sub-ideal solution so far. These grips are over-engineered, in my opinion, and for my particular shape and size of hand. Actually, I have a mid-size hand, and this mid-size grip should fit me according to the sizing chart, but I cannot find the ideal position, or if there is the ideal position, it does not utilize all the things that these grips have to offer. So either I'm using the shoulder or I'm using the bulge for the fingers. But if I'm using both, I'm not in the ideal spot. And these grips are just too thick. In the size M, I think they have not been designed proportionally, not only in the circumference, but should have also different widths, and the bulge should have a different size. But I think, I don't know, I don't have the other sizes, but I think they're all the same. So for me, unfortunately, these grips will have to go, and I'm going back to the Ergon GE1 Slim. What shall I say? Maybe for you it will be different, but maybe my experience can prevent you from wasting 30 euros just like I did. Should you have enjoyed this video, guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!
Ah, you don't like?